Words of Sri Aurobindo from the book The Mother, Part 2, Letters on the Mother, Chapter 5, Opening and Surrender to the Mother, page 134, topic The Necessary Effort. Sri Aurobindo says, what you say of sadhana is true. Sadhana is necessary, and the divine force cannot do things in the void, but must lead each one according to his nature to the point at which he can feel the mother within and doing all for him. Till then, the sadhak's aspiration, self-consecration, assent and support to the mother's workings, his rejection of all that comes in the way is very necessary, indispensable. Date 25/9/1936. The effort demanded of the sadhak, says Sri Aurobindo, the effort demanded of the sadhak is that of aspiration, rejection, and surrender. If these three are done, the rest is to come of itself by the grace of the mother and the working of her force in you. But of the three, the most important is surrender, of which the first necessary form is trust and confidence and patience in difficulty. There is no rule that trust and confidence can only remain if aspiration is there. On the contrary, when even aspiration is not there because of the pressure of inertia, trust and confidence and patience can remain. If the trust and patience fail when aspiration is quiescent, that would mean that the sadhak is relying solely on his own effort. It would mean, oh, my aspiration has failed, so there is no hope for me. My aspiration fails, so what can mother do? On the contrary, the sadhak should feel, never mind, my aspiration will come back again. Meanwhile, I know that the mother is with me even when I do not feel her. She will carry me even through the darkest period. That is the fully right attitude you must have. To those who have it, depression can do nothing. Even if it comes, it has to return baffled. That is not tamasic surrender. Tamasic surrender is one when one says, I won't do anything, let mother do everything. Aspiration, rejection, surrender even are not necessary. Let her do all that in me. There is a great difference between the two attitudes. One is that of the shirker who won't do anything. The other is that of the sadhak who does his best, but when he is reduced to quiescence for a time and things are adverse, keep always his trust in the mother's force and presence behind all, and by that trust baffles the opposition force and calls back the activity of the sadhana. Date 26/10/1936. In the mother's lap, that's the next topic. In the mother's lap. Question: I find it very difficult to do the right thing of concentration since I can't concentrate properly. Would it not be best for me to imagine myself lying eternally in the mother's lap? Sri Aurobindo says this is the best possible kind of concentration. Date 12/8/1935. Chapter 6. Working of the Mother's Force. Topic: The Mother's Force. Sri Aurobindo says nothing can be done except through the force of the mother. All has to be done by the working of the mother's force, aided by your aspiration, devotion, and surrender. Date 30/10/1934. What is mother's force? That's the next topic. What is the mother's force? Question: You often speak of the mother's force. What is it? Sri Aurobindo says it is the divine force which works to remove the ignorance and change the nature into the divine nature. Date 18/6/1933. The force of Prakriti and the mother's force is the next topic. Sri Aurobindo says, when I speak of the mother's force, I do not speak of the force of Prakriti, which carries in it things of ignorance, but of the higher force of the divine that descends from above to transform the nature. So there was no intention on the mother's part. It is yourself who, by coming to the mother, become aware of your mistake. Next topic: descent and working of the mother's force. Sri Aurobindo says there is a force which accompanies the growth of a new consciousness and at once grows with it and helps it to come about and to perfect itself. This force is the Yoga Shakti. It is here coiled up and asleep in all the centers of your inner being in the form of chakras, and is at the base what is called in the Tantras the Kundalini Shakti. But it is also above us, above our head, as the divine force, not there coiled up, involved, asleep, but awake, scient, potent, extended, and wide. It is there waiting for the manifestation, and to this force we have to open ourselves to the power of the mother. In the mind, it manifests itself as a divine mind force or a universal mind force, and it can do everything that the personal mind cannot do. It is then the yogic mind force. When it manifests and acts in the vital or in the physical in the same way, it is there apparent as a yogic life force or a yogic body force. It can awake in all these forms, bursting outwards and upwards, extending itself into wideness from below, or it can descend and become there a definite power for things. It can pour downwards into the body, working, establishing its reign, extending into wideness from above, link the lowest in us with the highest above us, release the individual into a cosmic universality or absoluteness and transcendence.